Welcome back, everyone! This is Jeronitis bringing you Feed the Beast 1710. Today we are starting on episode 50, and I want to start this episode by mentioning something important. You might notice that the smeltery is missing. At the end of last episode, I was out looking for the drone, and I found the drone, and he was kind of like off over in the distance. And when I tried to pick him up, the world crashed and it would not reload. And so I had to load my backup, and the backup that I had was right before I recorded last episode. So the smeltery's gone, and the drones don't have any programming. But other than that, I mean, I'm out the smeltery and I'm out the end stone, so the end stone's not doing its thing over there. But other than that, it's not a huge loss. I'll rebuild the smeltery at a later date, but I just wanted to let you guys know because, hey, look, the smeltery's gone. Well, yeah, there's kind of a good reason for that. No idea what the problem with that was. I don't know if it was just a problem with the drones interacting with the force field or what. Not really worried about it. I don't think it'll be a problem again. I just won't be using the drones to try to take on the Guardian of Gaia again. So that shouldn't maintain its problem status, I guess is the way to say it. Anyway, so today we're going to be starting on a rather extensive build. This is probably going to take quite a few episodes to go through all of the particulars of. Today we're going to be doing some basic applied energistics, okay? And for this, we're going to go ahead and go to Applied Energistics 2 and bring up all the stuff, all right? So basically, when you're looking at Applied Energistics 2, you need to start in a very specific way. The first thing you need to do is find yourself some Certus quartz. Okay, there are two types. There's normal Certus quartz ore, and there's charged Certus quartz ore. They look identical here, but when you find them in the world, the charged Certus quartz will have a bit of a glowy particle effect about it. Okay, to start Applied Energistics, you have to find at least one piece of charged Certus quartz. Okay. So let's see. We should have some of that here. Let's see. Normal, charged. Okay. So we have. Okay, to give you an idea of the rarity, we have 27 charged and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, almost 8 stacks of normal. So keep in mind that this stuff is kind of rare. All right. So the first thing we want to do is grab one piece of the charged Certus quartz ore and grab 4 pieces of iron. And we're going to go ahead and make ourselves the meteorite compass. Okay, the meteorite compass, hi, meteorite hunter, yay! The meteorite compass is going to point to a crashed meteor in the world, and that's what we need to go finding, okay? So, let's see, if we were to look at our map, I know I ran across one while I was exploring. It is down here. Here we go. Right here. This is what it looks like. We can even zoom in on that if you want. This is a crashed meteor that you are going to find just in the overworld, okay? And you can just see it there on the surface. Now, there are meteors, and they're actually all over the place. You'd be surprised, you know, that there are actually quite a few of them. You just have to go find them. Now, like I said, that one is showing up in the overworld, but if you look here at the compass, which actually I'll go ahead and put it in my hand, you can see that it's pointing this way, all right? So we're going to head this way, and when the compass knows that we are close to a meteor, we will see it suddenly change and start acting differently. As a matter of fact, there we go. As you can see, it is now going nuts. Okay, it doesn't know which way to point you because you're in the chunk that has the meteorite in it. Okay, so now we enter this chunk. Now I'm going to use F9, and F9, if we push it once, it gives us the red lines for the boundaries. If we push it twice, it gives us the green. That actually shows us the boundaries of the chunk that we're in. So we know for a fact that the meteor is in this chunk. But as you can see, there's not a meteor in, on the surface. We can't see a meteor anywhere. It just looks like normal everyday stuff. Now, as you can see, I stepped partially out of this chunk, so now it's like, hey, no. All right, so now you know that the meteorite is not intersecting with this chunk, because the meteorite doesn't necessarily have to fall on a specific chunk. It can fall in between chunks. So by being over here and the compass isn't going crazy, we know that it's in this chunk. However, if we step into this chunk, you can see that it's still going nuts. So the meteorite is in between these two chunks. There's pieces of meteorite in both chunks. All right, and if we go over here, oh wow, there's meteorite in this chunk too. And meteorite. Okay, so this is a very large meteorite. Now, the fact that it is in all 4 of these chunks means that if we go straight down at the chunk point in the center, right here, we will find it. Because it has to be right here because it's in all the chunks. So I'm going to go ahead and use the Terra Shatterer, and we're going to go ahead and bust our way down here. And here we are. This is Skystone. All the meteors from Applied Energistics are made of Skystone, okay? So this is what you're looking for. When you find this, let me go ahead and put my magnet on. Now, keep in mind that this has to have a diamond pickaxe or better to mine this. Now, the Terra Shatterer is well beyond diamond, so I don't have to worry about that. But we're going to go ahead and mine our way down. Okay, in the exact center of the meteorite, you will find this right here. And let me turn these boundaries off. That's annoying. We have the Skystone chest. Inside the, let me turn this off. Inside the Skystone chest, we are going to find the pieces that we need. In this case, we found some Skystone. Hooray! That's not what we needed at all. What we need are these presses. Okay, there are 4 presses in all of Applied Energistics, and we will need all 4 of them. Okay, now depending on the meteor that you go to, you can find anywhere from 1 to, I think, all 4. I've seen all 3. I've seen 3 out of 4 in one Skystone chest, but I have not. Oh wait, no, we're gonna leave that there because we don't want the cobblestone with us. But I haven't seen that more than 3, but I think you can actually find all 4 if you're really lucky. All right, so now we've searched in that one, but we also know that we only got 1 of the presses that we need out of it. All right, so let's go ahead and using the mini map, let's see, where am I currently? Here I am in the hills right here. We're going to fly southeast slightly to the one that is actually visible from the surface so that you can see what it looks like when you find one on the surface. This actually isn't a very long flight, so I'm not even going to bother to cut. As you can see, once we got a certain distance away from the one that we had already found, the compass went to pointing this direction. So we'll just follow the compass, and here we are. This is a rather large one. Now, keep in mind that the compass is actually scanning for Skystone, okay? It points towards Skystone, not a Skystone chest. Now, you'll see that it's going crazy right now because we're in this chunk, and this chunk has Skystone in it, okay? Same with this chunk, okay? That's because this is a surface meteor. It has Skystone chunks that have been, thrown out to the sides. So you're a little less precise in its detection since you can actually see it on the surface. All right, so let's go ahead and bust into this one. About the centers, right about there. And this one actually fell in between a bunch of chunk boundaries as well, so that's interesting. One more. There we go, Skystone chest, and this one has another silicon press. Hooray! Okay, well, anyway, I'm going to go ahead and look around and find a couple more of these. Let's just fly this direction until... Oh, yeah, that's where that big Ordo one is. Oh, hey, yeah, here we go. That's a really nice node. Very worthy of being marked. And there... Really? Sure, why not? I suppose 2 things world gen can spawn at the same place. Let's just knock ourselves down a little bit and see if we can't find this one. Oh, wow, cool. It actually is right here. Let's see what we get out of this one. Now, you can actually get quite a few of these without actually finding all the presses that you want. Okay, let's light this up. Alright, so sometimes you'll get really lucky, sometimes you won't get lucky at all. Just keep looking around until you find the ones that you need. Skystone chest. Another silicon press. Case in point, right here. I am finding absolutely nothing that I need. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and fly around a little bit and find a couple more of these. What happened to my inventory? That, okay, sure. What you said. Alright, so anyway, I'm going to go ahead and fly around a little bit and see if I can't find a couple more of these. And we'll come back when we get back to the house and have... Ah, crap. Stupid sewage. Where's my... There we go. Anyway, we'll be back here in just a minute once we found the 4 presses and we get back to the house. So this is probably going to take a few minutes unless I happen to get really lucky. Oh, here's another one. If this one's close at hand, maybe I'll dig up one more on camera. And maybe we'll get something really nice out of it. There we go. Alright. Are you in... Okay, you're in this chunk and this chunk. But not this chunk or this chunk, okay? How about this chunk? Yes. Okay, it's in all 4 of these chunks. So we're going to go down right here at the border between all of these chunks. And we should come across it pretty quickly. This is a rather small one, it seems. No chest yet. There we go. And we got a logic press. Cool. So we got the silicon and the logic. So we are missing the engineering and the calculation press. I'm going to keep on looking around, and I'll meet you back at the house with a bunch of presses. Be right back. Alrighty, now we've got them all. Wound up with 3 silicon, 2 logic, and 1 of each of the others. So hooray, hooray, we have them all. So I went ahead and put the Skystone chest that out of the last meteorite that I went to, and I placed it here over the Britannia, where Britannia used to be. We're going to knock this sign off because I can't have a sign there for what I'm going to do. Yeah, just whatever, stay there. Alright, so now that we have these, we actually need to put them to use. And the reason we needed these, and I'll go ahead and tell you this right now, is because to make what we want to make, we have to have these. I know, shocking, isn't it? We need to make ourselves an ME drive, okay? And the ME drive is going to require processors and cables, okay? These processors are made with the inscribers, and the inscribers use the presses in order to turn normal components into special components. In other words, diamonds into a printed engineering circuit, silicon into a silicon circuit, and so on, okay? So we're going to have to make ourselves some inscribers. And the first thing we're going to want to do is, once we make the inscribers, is automate their actual usage, okay? So the inscribers are right over here. They're actually very simple to make. We're going to have sticky pistons, iron, and some either pure fluix or fluix crystals. Fluix crystals are easier to make than pure stuff, but we'll get into pure stuff at a later time, okay? First off, we need some fluix crystals. Okay, we're going to need several of these. So it says to drop 1 charged Certus quartz, plus 1 nether quartz, plus 1 redstone dust into a puddle, and wait a moment to receive 2 fluix crystals, okay? Let's turn that off, because, yeah, that'd be a bad thing. We're going to go ahead and make a puddle right here, because we want to. Puddle being any bit of water, in this case, a source block. Alright, so let's go ahead and toss this aside. Let's go ahead, back over to the gems, dust, and dyes. Let's make 10. We're going to use this for specific purposes, and one of the things we're going to do with what we're making is make a way to get charged quartz without having to go find it, because who wants to go find that stuff? It's a pain. First things first, let's turn off the magnet. There we go. Alright, so let's toss this, and this, and you can see the little reaction in there. For half a second you saw a little lightning going on there, and we wound up with fluix crystals, okay? So next thing we're going to need is a couple pistons. I thought I had extra pistons. I only have 2. That's okay. We can make a couple of those real quick. Let's see. No, not that. This. All right. Sort that. Give me 2 of the double compressed. That should do. Yeah, that should be enough to make several pistons. Alrighty, let's see. Grab some iron and some redstone and some planks. And let's go ahead and make ourselves some pistons. 40 pistons should be quite enough. And let's grab ourselves some slime balls. Slime balls will go ahead and make our pistons sticky. Hooray! Alright, cool. So now we have plenty of those. All right, so now we're going to need 5 inscribers in total, and somehow I only have enough stuff for 4. What did I run out of? Oh, iron. I ran out of iron. Should have grabbed more. Ooh, we're running low on iron. I have to go mining. Actually, I don't want to go mining. We're going to make it so that we don't have to ever mine again. But we have to finish getting applied energistics set up first because we need a major auto processing system before we can get into that. I have a really cool never go mining again setup in mind, and it's going to be really fun, but we got to get this started. Got to get this stuff made first. All right, so now that we have the inscribers, let's see. We're going to need some wall space. Now, this is going to be a temporary setup for now. Where's my dolly? Hello, my baby. Hello, my dolly. That's actually Michigan T. Frog, for those of you who don't know, from Looney Tunes. Anyway, a lot of people don't know the frog's name. A lot of people didn't know the frog had a name. But for those of you who don't know who I'm talking about, well, I guess you just never watched Looney Tunes with the dancing frog. It's quite great, actually. The dancing frog it's to die for. Drives people crazy because he only dances when nobody's looking. Well, nobody but the guy who knows he can dance. Anyway, so now we've cleaned out some space. All right, so let's see. Get out of my way. All right, so what we're going to wind up doing is we're going to go ahead and set these inscribers up, and we're going to set them up as such so that we can automate them. All right, so we're going to place these over here. Now, each of the inscribers gets a press, okay? And it doesn't really matter which one gets which. And you may be saying, but you only have 4 of the presses and 5 inscribers. One inscriber gets pieces that the other inscribers make in order to function, all right? So let's see. We're going to need some item ducts. Okay, we need some more item ducts. So wait, we're going to need some more conduits. No big deal. Well, that's not what I meant to do, but okay, whatever. Smooth. Alright, so that should be plenty. Alright, so basically what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and set this up so that we have the Skystone chest will be the main buffer chest. And we're going to go ahead and set this up so that we have item conduits running. Actually, we didn't need that one there, but that's okay. We're going to have item conduits running through to all of these. All right, and we're going to go ahead and configure these up just a little bit. And we don't actually need that one there. All right, so now basically what we're going to do is we're going to set this up to import and export specific items to specific presses and then have them be pulled from the presses and put back in the Skystone chest. Okay, this is going to take quite a few minutes to set up, so let me make sure. Do I have the filters? Filters, 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 filters. 6 basic filters. That should do. 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I should be able to do that with this. All right, so give me just a second to set all this up, and I'll be right back to show you how I set it all up and stuff. All right, I've got the basics of this set up now. A couple of them we can't set up yet because we don't have the pieces that they're going to use. Okay, but first things first, let me show you. Daggum water. All right, this one is the engineering press, and as we can see here, I've got it set up. If you look right here, I've got it inserting on green and extracting on brown. And you can see here that we have diamonds are set to this, and it's extracting with no filter, and it's always active. All right, the only thing I forgot to do is over here, to change this to in and out, insert is going to be on the brown channel, and extract is anything, and it's going to be always active here in just a second. Well, actually, I can go ahead and always active it now. It'll probably put some junk in some of these that doesn't really matter. Oh, no, that's right, because I didn't set any inserts to any of these. All right, so now what we're going to wind up doing is we're going to put the resources that we need to use in here, and then it will automatically process them. So here we go. We put those 3 in, and as you can see, we now have a diamond in here, gold in here, and silicon in here. Okay, and as you can see, this is the silicon press. This is the logic press, and the logic press uses the gold. And then, of course, the engineering press uses the diamonds. Now, the other press, which is the inscriber calculation press, the calculation press is going to use pure Certus quartz, but we don't have any pure Certus quartz, nor are we going to be using any pure Certus quartz at the moment. We're going to have to set that up to run as well, and we're going to work on getting to that here shortly. All right, so that one's going to remain blank for the moment. Now you may ask yourself, well, why is nothing happening? Well, nothing is happening because we haven't given it any power. So we're going to use this for the moment. Now, once I get the applied energistics system set up, we'll pretty this up a little bit, but for now I ain't worried about pretty. Let's grab some power cable. Please tell me I have some. Oh, there it is. All right, cool. So we're going to go ahead and run power to this. Now, when I run power right here, that's going to immediately change and get pressed. Let's go ahead and run the power to the rest. And there we go. Now we have power. No, we don't have power. 0 RF out of 3. Okay, so it can hold 3,000 RF, but why aren't we getting any power? Oh, there it is. Because this is set as an input, and we can just put it as none, and it will go ahead and drain into there. Now we should see this go. There we go. And as you can see, that got crushed, as did the others, and now we should have 3 new pieces in here. Excellent. So we've got silicon, we've got diamond, and we've got gold, or logic and engineering processors, okay? And that brings us to this inscriber. This inscriber doesn't get a press, okay? This inscriber just stays by itself, all right? In this case, we're going to have to insert things in a different way, and because of the way it's sitting, we're going to go ahead and rotate this one click with the wrench, right click to be technical, okay? So now that it's rotated to that direction, we can go ahead and grab the silicone. Actually, let's just grab all 3 of these. And we're going to right click here. Now the silicone, if we shift right click or shift left click, it will automatically put the silicone where it's supposed to go. No, it won't. It can go, okay, it can go in either one of these. It probably doesn't matter which one of these I choose. I bet it doesn't matter. I'm fairly certain it doesn't matter. It can go in either or. But I'll bet you it shows you in a specific spot on here. Let's see. Let's go down to, yeah, here. Okay, it shows it on the bottom, and it shows it on the bottom. So, yeah, no big deal. We're going to try to make sure it goes on the bottom. So, let's see. Oops, no, don't do that. Ah, crud. Okay, there. It's on the bottom now. So, let's see. That means when we rotate this, okay, there's the silicone there. So, in this one, we're going to go ahead and, ah, crap. I got to quit doing that. I always have a problem where I right-click with wrenches when I shouldn't. It's really is a problem. All right, so on this one, we're going to have this be on insert mode. We're going to give it a white list, and it's going to be the silicon, okay? So, yeah, you're not supposed to be there. That's okay, because I didn't tell you not to go there. So, sweet. All right, so now this one is set to insert, and it's only going to insert the silicon. Okay, so that means that on this side, we need to change this to insert, and it's going to get that press now too, because whatever. And we need to go... I swear they're doing it on purpose. All right, so let's right-click with something that isn't going to change things. All right, so here we're going to have it be on insert, and we're going to go ahead and give it a whitelist, and the whitelist is going to be the diamond circuits and the gold circuits, or the, in this case, the engineering circuits and the logic circuits. Now, we'll add another one to this when the time comes. We're going to add the logic circuit. Where is it? I must be looking straight at it. Engineering processor, logic processor. Whatever. Anyway, I'll be adding that one to this once we actually have its ability there. Now, so we've got the silicone going over here, and yeah, you get out of there now. And we've got the other 2 processors going here. Silicone will always be on one side, regardless of what processor you're making, and you will have the 3 other possibles here. Redstone will always go in the middle. So let's grab some redstone. and have exactly the right number of things. That's awesome. All right, so let's see. We should go here. And on this one, we're going to go in and out. On the insert, it's going to be on the green channel, and it is going to insert redstone. Okay? And then on the extract, it's going to be the brown channel, and it's going to always be active. All right? So in theory, oh, crud. No, I did not just do that. Yeah, let's just do that. Okay, so now when we put this stuff in here, we should automatically have stuff made. Booyah! And as you can see, it's inserting the pieces as necessary. Now, it can't make any more because there isn't any more silicone here to be processed into silicone pieces. So let's grab some silicone, and let's just toss it in here. And we'll see it's going to instantly be pulled out of there, put over here, get smashed into that, and then it's going to wind up over here, and this is going to get crunched together and make our next piece. Awesome. And now this is sitting here with redstone and the silicone, waiting for something else to come along. So let's go ahead and grab some gems, dusts, and dyes. You know what? Let's grab half a stack of diamonds. We're going to be using a lot, and I do mean a lot of these things. So let's grab a half a stack of diamonds. Let's grab a half a stack of gold, and go ahead and toss this in here. And this will go ahead and start processing these on down into their components. And we should wind up with half a stack of the logic processors and half a stack of the engineering processors. Cool? Cool. So anytime we need any more of these, all we have to do is put the components necessary in here, and they will go ahead and get to working. Now, of course, with half a stack of each of those, I will need a full stack of redstone, because they will each take some redstone to be processed. So we'll just toss some extra redstone in here, and this should be good to go. Where? Oh, okay, never mind. I've got them here. I was about to say, why don't I have the extra inscribers in here? Well, I do. I'm just brain dead. All right, cool. So now we have that part automated. We will automatically make these things. All right, so before we close up, and we're getting close to the end of the episode, I said we can make charged Certus the easy way, and we're going to go ahead and do that. The easy way is to use a charger, and the charger requires some more of the Fluix crystals, which we happen to have, and the iron that I also happen to have. So we can go ahead and make ourselves a charger. Okay, the charger is actually going to be very useful. We should be able to supply it with RF and then supply it with crystals, and it will go ahead and charge them up for us. Is there space up here? Can I? No, I can't. Let's see. Let's go ahead. I want to put this in a place where I can access it with the other components. Do I have any more item conduits? Yes, I do. And I have 3 of those. Yes, I do. Okay, we're going to do this. We're going to move you. And I'm not actually sure. I've always put these in manually. I've never actually used item conduits to pipe items in and out of the charger. But I'm kind of curious as to if this is going to work. So let's see. We're going to put the charger there. It hooks up to power, and it has power now. So let's run item conduits over to it. And we're going to go ahead and put this. Oh, I need one more. Filter. I don't have one more filter, so let's make one. Where's my paper? There we go. It'll be hilarious if this doesn't work. I really think it will, or it should. If it doesn't, I'll be upset, but whatever. Alright, so let's see. We're going to go ahead and tell this thing. We're going to do in and out. We're going to put a white list on the insert. And we're going to grab ourselves some Certus quartz. Which, by the way, just for the fun of it, if you put this here and you just right click, it puts it in, and you'll see it change color when it's charged. It may have charged instantly. No, it did not. Okay, so it takes a second and it'll charge up here. You'll see it'll start glowing. Yep, there it goes. And you can see now that it is now a charged Certus Quartz. Okay, so let's see. If I'm correct, and I hope I am, because it would be really bad if I'm not, we should be able to do a whitelist of Certus Quartz on the insert, and on the extract we will do a always active on brown channel. Okay, so now, in theory anyway, when we toss this in here, booyah, baby! So now it's going to, oh, no, that's not right. Well, I don't know, is it? It is working, okay. I was about to say, if I did an extract without a filter, it might pull the quartz out before it charges, but apparently it notices that it has to wait for something to change. So we should be getting charged quartz. Yes, we are getting charged quartz showing up in here. And yes, that is awesome. And we're already up to 26 engineering processors. Actually, make that 33. So I guess it's doing all of the one type first, it looks like. No, it's doing them in between. So sweet. All right, so we have now automated the creation of charged Certus Quartz. We've automated the production of these processors. And we're going to need, when I say a lot, I mean like hundreds. We're going to need hundreds of these. Okay, now there's one other thing, and I'm not sure I can make it yet. Let me look real quick. I want to make the cards. Nope. Okay, the cards require the calculation processor, and the calculation processor requires the pure Certus Quartz. So next episode when we come back, we're going to make pure Certus Quartz. So that we can go ahead and make the get the last processor working, because right now 4 out of 5 are functional, and we're doing the charged Certus, so that's really cool. And actually, we probably aren't even using all that much power. No, we're only using about 40 on average, but when the other thing hits, we go up to 90, as you just saw. So we're not even using that much power, so it won't be very hard to maintain. In worst case, I can swap these out. I've got plenty of coal. Oh, hey, these things need coal. Funny. So yeah, that's working rather nicely, and I'm really happy with that. So this is the beginnings. Next episode, like I said, we're going to get it to where we can make some pure Certus Quartz and some pure Fluix, and we're going to make cables, and we're going to make the ME drive, because now we are actually capable of making the drive. We're going to need some... Why is a water bucket? ME glass cable plus water bucket equals ME glass cable. Fluix. I don't know why that's a thing. Anyway, so we're going to need to make some of this stuff so that we can then make the drive, and then we'll be able to make our storage pieces, that being the storage cells. They're over here, and these will hold all of our items. So hopefully by the end of next episode, we'll have all of our items stored in these little drives here, and be able to just work with everything off of these drives. So until next time, this is Journitis signing off on episode 50 of my Let's Play series. Like me if you like me, subscribe if you want to see what we get into next, and as always, help spread the gaming!